Loungtastic. Lounge it up, relax. To hear what others think of the show, head over to Facebook.com, official Loungtastic. To follow us on social media, head over to Loungtastic.com to see our social media links. And for more about the shows as they air, and to see bonus episodes, become a premium member over at Patreon.com/Loungtastic. That's Patreon.com/Loungtastic. And we are reviewing episode 8 of Below Deck, season 5. We observe a lot of interesting relationship changes and things we didn't see coming. Or at least a lot of things I didn't see coming. I don't know if Mo saw EJ and Baker coming together as one.
No, I think the camera panned out when EJ and Baker were coming.
Damn. So as we've been told, Captain Lee is hosting a one-day resort getaway for everyone on the crew. And they show up, and it's amazing.
Such a beautiful scene. It was like their little home paradise right there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful little resort for them to unwind a little bit after. Definitely needed the vacation away from the boat for a little bit. That's where Baker first looked into EJ's eyes and realized that this boy from Canada just might be what could start the fiery heart.
Definitely.
So
there Mo was, drowning, and out of nowhere,
Anna Faris came up. Saved my ass.
Yeah, so I thought this was a cool Below Deck because people just act like real people in this one. I don't think there's a lot of acting.
Definitely.
I don't think a producer's going to say, oh, by the way, would you mind cheating on your girlfriend back in Chicago? Because it would add value to the show.
Nico. Look at me, buddy. Look at me. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not telling you to cheat on your girlfriend. If you do, it's okay with us, alright? We're not going to stop the cameras if you start cheating on your girlfriend. Okay? 7 o'clock, she's going to walk into your room. No reason. Okay, Nico? See you at 7 o'clock, buddy. That was my sleazy Hollywood producer.
No, it's good.
Sleazy?
I agree. Well, Nadine Rajabi is really cool. I've seen some of her stand-up comedy on YouTube. She's really good. She's funny.
Nice.
Nadine is cool as hell. She actually responded to my message right away on there. On Facebook. I just say, hey, what's up? I love your show, blah, blah, blah. So what else happened in this episode? They're there, and Nico seems to be making a active try at making amends with EJ. And EJ's cool about it, you know? People from Canada are very receptive to positive energy, and Nico is trying, it seems, with the bros and the what's up, and do you want to spot me, bro, after this yacht season?
Too funny.
So they're at the resort. Matt is enveloped in a world, we've all been here. You were there too, just a minute. In a world where we're thinking about our ex, it just occupies our mind. We're wondering what she's doing.
You're gonna make everybody turn off the podcast and call their ex.
Oh,
baby, what are you doing? I was listening to Loungtastic. Oh, baby, I love it. Yeah, but they started talking about exes, and I started thinking about you and what you were doing, because that's what Lawrence said. Oh, I love Lawrence.
Mo's alright, but Lawrence is a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just wondering how many dicks you suck since you stopped sucking mine.
So Matt called his ex, Samantha, on his iPhone. And he literally was like, hey, Samantha, thanks for answering my 17th text. That was really cool.
Oh, God, dude. You sent her so many texts.
And then he was like, Samantha, I've been kind of a bonehead. Listen, I get back on the 22nd. Do you want to meet up with me? What was her response? No. Because he's got her on speakerphone. Because he's like, hold on, camera crew. Watch this shit. This is how a master gets his ex back. I get back on the 22nd. I think we should reunite. I'll take you to dinner. I'll put pork chops in your mouth. I don't know. I'll put fucking seafood in your mouth.
You like seafood? Well, I'll put some seafood in your mouth. So she rejects him?
So, yeah, and then Matt's response was, oh, hey, Well, Samantha, if you change your mind, let me know. I'm a cool guy. I'm gonna respect you. Bye. And then she hangs up. And Matt exemplifies the point. I think he said it a third time now. He says, I was a dick. She broke up with me because he said she had a problem with me because I was drinking and partying, having too much fun. And Matt for the third time says, I broke up with her and it was the worst mistake of my life.
You still think that she broke up with him?
That's what he said it 3 times now. She can't defend herself, but it seems like he is like spot on about like he will not leave the fact alone that he broke up with her. There's nothing funny about my facial expressions, bro. I'm like doing Steve Martin over here. Be that as it may, you're still a part of this family. I think that's what I don't like about the Deuce, man, because slang, the mafia type dealings, but there's way too much. There's too many analogies and there's way too much slang. And it's like a slug can mean, did I tell you this already? A slug can mean so many things. And he's like, alright, don't worry about it. We got it covered. And I'm like, okay, well what the fuck does that mean? That could mean a lot of things. Is it extortion?
They already did extortion. You didn't see that episode, but
No.
you know how like him and the mafia first got connected when he started doing the check cashing thing.
Right.
The on-site check cashing thing. They stopped doing that and they beat up a guy.
Gee, I wish I could check my ham out a little bit faster. Checking the cash. Oh, she turns around, she's in line, she's like, oh, you haven't heard? Checking the cash.
Oh, he made out with her in his fucking 1986 Palomino.
Ooh. But she had some extra gum, so she was good to go.
Was right.
So, another thing that happened that we saw in the show, Jen is still being insubordinate to Kate. She still thinks that she is owed some kind of respect. Like, that maybe that she's like a guest?
Big stuff. It's like, it's Danny syndrome.
So Kate's plan is, hey, why don't I have a race in each guest bedroom? Whoever makes the bed the fastest gets a 2-hour break. Whoever comes in second gets a 1-hour break.
That's some bullshit, dude. Pitting your workers against each other? What the hell kind of shit is that?
Kate like pre-folded the hospital corners for Brianna. Jen, there's like little trash under the sheets.
Right.
She's like picking up little Mountain Dew cans from that last guest.
Fucking, she's stacked. I'll just stacked against her. Man, I'm out of here.
You're paying $200,000 for a cruise. You could have any drink that you like.
Oh yeah, the Mountain Dew boys. Well, I like Mountain Dew. Hey, what do you think kind of soda they won't have? Mountain Dew. I'm gonna ask them.
So the guest asks for orange juice first thing in the morning. Brianna is about to make orange juice and she opens the thing up and she's like, oh my god, there's no orange juice. So then she looks at the note and says, why did Jen not do oranges? Strange, because she was up till 3 in the morning. What the hell was she doing? Most people can get their work done by around midnight or 1.
She wasn't even cut off loose until 1 o'clock in the morning. So all her closing duties started at 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and you have closed before. Me and you have experience closing. There's a few things to be done to close. One thing that I noticed, she was not prepared. Like, she didn't even know what she was doing as far as closing went. She was like, oh, where does this go? What am I supposed to do? And Kate was like, check it here, wench. I'm all done with you. If you don't get it, then you don't got it.
Check it, wench.
If you don't know by now, you're a lost cause. You're like a tender that wasn't tied on when we took off. You're gone. Done.
So Brianna is seeing Nico squeegee a little crevice in the edge of the boat, and she's like, "Shimmy that, boy." And then Nico's like, "Better use those skills a little later. You know, we got a nice routine going on here."
Oh man, she wants him to chamois her starboard bow.
So Nico decides to take control here of the meeting that EJ called, the deck meeting where they're supposed to figure out who's doing what today. So Nico jumps in and says, "Oh, hey, we're gonna work hard, get the tip, and then we're going to be on a resort Captain's given us a day because the owners thought it would be good for us to have some R&R on a resort.
What's R&R? Research and development?
Rest and relaxation. Lounge it up.
R&R. That was such a beautiful sequence to watch them go on vacation like that. Some good shit.
Yeah, these turquoise waters will never get old. I could look at these waters forever. Beautiful, uninhabited mountains. The animals are chill. They get to do their animal stuff.
Too bad my grandchildren won't get to see that.
Well, you never know, man. That's part of the reason I went on that 8-day cruise with my friend, because you never know what's going to happen in this day and age. I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to get this opportunity again, because there was attacks happening in Paris. At the time, there was attacks, obviously, in New York in 9/11, and the machete thing happened in Sweden, like the most welcoming country in the world, and somebody wielded a frickin' axe and was like chopping people up on a train. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. And I just looked up cruises, and my friend was going through a rough time. Boom. We were in St. Croix, lounging it up like crazy.
Living it up, la vida loca. Nah, it's lovely, my man. Definitely a sight to see is the beauty that isn't within this world, because there's a lot of beauty to behold, and it takes you. It really brings out the humanity in a person to see some beautiful shit and be like, hot dog, that's fucking beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That's the feeling I get every time I look into a vagina.
Wow. I got some editing to do. Jen is doing her cleaning job, and she's trying to hang on. She decided she doesn't need to respect Kate because Kate rubbed her the wrong way.
They could not get along the entire charter. That shit was hard to watch, my man. That shit was hard to see. Had no upward tick in their relationship. Like, their relationship was spiraling, and like that's all it was doing the entire season was spiraling. And it hits its most lowest low in this episode, where Kate literally cuts Jen's brakes for the rest of charter. She enlists executive punishment upon Jen.
Tell me about this race that they had, because Kate decided she'd put this race on to see, I guess, who would get the longer break.
That's right. Isn't Kate from the South?
Kate is from Melbourne, Florida.
New Jersey?
I sound like a stalker. Kate, I only know that because I follow your blog and have followed you.
Must be a fan of Michael Vick, because she decides to have a dog fight between Jen and Rihanna. But she really does. Kate starts this pit fight between Jen and Brianna. One of you is gonna get more break time than the other person, bar this here challenge course. The person who's better at their job will begin to have a longer break than the other person, who will begin to have a shorter break for the rest of this entire charter season. Like, literally putting workers against each other. Kate, I can't believe she did that. It's so inhumane. I'm not trying to, like, stand up for civil justice or civil rights or anything, am I right?
Ooh.
No, but it was hard to watch, you know? It was the epitome of the Jen and Kate fight. Like, the Jen and Kate butting heads from the first episode. Kate let us know that if Jen wants to step up, then Kate is going to step up as well and kick her in her jaw. Because, I mean, Jen is like 5'2", so it can't be that hard to get your foot to her jaw. She shows that, and she shows that here in this episode, where she freaking cuts Jen's brakes for the rest of the charter season. So, nothing funny to say about that. I wish I could crack a joke, but, yo, like, Jen is catching heat. And I wonder what she's going to do. I don't know how many episodes are left in the season. Maybe 2, 3, 4 episodes. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's possible for Jen to leave the boat at this point in the season. Come to find out, what is true is that Jen can incur some serious punishment coming towards the home stretch of the season.
Oh, definitely.
You like that baseball reference? I was watching Game 2 yesterday.
I was watching Game 2 a little bit too. I was all over the place. So the guests are about to hand Captain Lee the tip. And they say, everything was awesome. And then they look dead square at Matt, and they say, except for that fake vanilla ice cream incident, that was messed up. What the hell were you thinking? fuck you as a chef, fuck you everything that you stand for, fuck your sister, fuck you. And then,
I don't like chocolate anything. I thought I should have wrote that on the paper. Chocolate ice cream, chocolate people, dark chocolate, milk chocolate.
But they hand Captain Lee an envelope full of fat stacks, baby. They gave him a fat ass stack of envelope paper with no stamps, unmarked bills. They gave that man a fat ass envelope full of money and thanked them for their service. And Kate was sad to see her people leave. Sassy but classy. If you remember that, like right off the bat, all Kate does in her life, judge and treat people based on their first 35 seconds of interaction. So she loved these people, and she was sad to see them go, and they handed her a fat-ass stack of money for however much time they spent on the boat. The young crew Valor received $21,000 in tip. Episode 8 of Below Deck Caribbean, $21,000, baby, blackjack.
yeah, and that was exciting. I was happy they got paid well. They worked hard. This is not easy work, and the amount of time they're working is pretty crazy.
There's a lot of people to look after, a lot of clothes to be folded, a lot of food to be made and served, a lot of yachting to be done, sailing to be done, hard work, and hard work paid off this episode. They got a whole stack of money for it, and then they took that stack of money and they went on vacation, and they got to enjoy a day in paradise.
2 tickets to paradise.
No singing, dude.
Yeah. I snuck into an Eddie Money concert in Tijuana, in Mexico. Yeah, when I went to San Diego, I just made a friend there, and the guy's like, "You want to go see Eddie Money?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." I went with a strange man at Tijuana. He was a owner of a company. He was profusely drunk, crazy drunk. And I told him, like, "Bro, I'm not driving. You shouldn't drive. You won't let me take your keys. I'm taking a taxi back home." So sure enough, I got a taxi from Tijuana back to San Diego, and it cost me $120 altogether.
That's not bad.
I was like, "Bro, you are gone. You're 3 sheets to the wind." He's like, "I drive like this all the time." I'm like,
Oh my goodness, that doesn't make it any better, buddy boy. It's gambler's fallacy. You can only roll the dice so many times. That's not what gambler's fallacy is.
they walk into this resort, and I see this guy who's probably the owner's son. Looks like a mix between Ziggy Marley and Paris Hilton. That's all I could think of. I was trying to think of 2 celebrities, and that's all I could think of. But it works.
Oh shit! You can tell that he is definitely not staff because the dude pulls up in like a Jordan hat, like the shirt he slept in, a pair of shorts, and like flip flops, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, guys, just have fun." He helps them pop a bottle of champagne and stuff. When you know that anybody that works in that place probably doesn't speak English and isn't allowed to fucking speak to the guests anyways. It's all fucking keep your suit on, do as you're told, and go home at night, you fucking peasant. No, it looks like everybody's having a good time. The whole crew is relaxed. EJ and the Baker are getting a little acquainted, a little warming up to each other just a little bit. And we received the news. This is breaking news. First time this has ever happened in Below Deck, as far as I know. And that is the presence of a sous chef. Yeah. How's that go? Because you're a big fan of the show. You've always been watching this show. Coming around now, and like, because the chefs have always been such a big point of interest. Oh, yeah. They've always been like the crazy dude. So now that one of the deck boys is actually a chef now, how's that?
It's going to be interesting. You know, last time, do you want me to ruin it for you? What happened with Leon? Or do you want to watch it?
I'm an optimist. You can't ruin anything for me.
Captain Lee decides that Leon is a fucking psychopath, which he is.
It looked crazy.
There was no cleaning this up, and then Captain Lee made the error. And yeah, I told him on here too. I sent him a message on there. I was like, sometimes you mess up. Captain, I don't think your choices are right on there. And he responded. I thought that was cool. So Leon was messing up, and then Captain was like, "Hey, let's keep some peace here." And Leon once again said something really nasty to Kate, like something very, very threatening tone, and it was a threatening thing. And the captain's like, "Well, that's it. After this meal, you're going home." Leon packed up his stuff and left before dinner. So Captain Lee's like, "Oh my God, we have to order out." And then Rocky, this girl who's a brand new green person, said, I'll do it. I know how to make it. So she just made the weirdest stuff that didn't match. They had oysters on board. So they cooked the oysters, and she decides that she do something crazy, and she puts cherry juice in the oysters. And it's terrible.
Oh, no.
So the guest eats it, and he starts barfing right away because those things don't match. You can't mix grenadine with oyster meat.
Grenadine on fucking oysters?
And then she took this is a fucked up thing. What she did is she took a regular salad and she took Oreos and she was crumbling the Oreos up.
Bro, I get that her fucking name sounds like an ice cream, but it doesn't mean that everything she fucking makes has to sound like Ben and Jerry's are in the fucking kitchen, bro.
Poor Rocky.
Rocky Montana, you should probably never cook again in your life, except if you go through some thorough training.
So Matt is describing to Bruno how perfect he was putting the paste.
It's meat.
And he's doing this shake weight impression like
He's telling them how he's going to cut some meat off the slice. And it's just such a great bonding moment. Like, Matt thoroughly explaining something he's passionate about, which is cooking. He is a chef, and he's just explaining to Bruno, like, the thing that he wants to make some point of this charter. He's explaining to Bruno this thing that he wants to make on the charter. Bruno's just, like, intently listening. Matt's like, Matt is like a little boy at the pound, you know what I mean, who just saw the coolest dog in the world, like this, a guitar-playing dog who's wearing sunglasses or something.
Yeah.
And he looks at the dog, and he looks at his parents, and he's like, can we keep him, please? Like, he goes to EJ, because of course you have to ask EJ, because he's the deck crew boss. If you're going to take one of the guys off his hands. I believe it was Nico, maybe. I don't remember who he asked. But he's just like, hey, can this guy help me in the kitchen full time? And bang, bang, they actually make the connection. They're like, totally, you can totally keep him in the kitchen. Which I hope, Bruno, you're not from America, so I know the Portugal is kind of nice when it gets to stuff like this. But in America, when you do extra work, you get extra pay. Hey, I just hope that he gets paid.
Definitely.
I just hope that he gets paid extra for the extra work. He's going to be in the kitchen doing something difficult as cooking. I hope that he's recognized further. And who knows, maybe just do wonders for his career as far as yachting goes.
They're at the resort and they're having a good time. And Breaker.
Nico
and Brianna are laying on the deck together. And this is where it starts to get heated up on camera. They're like, Bree's like, fuck it.
Last episode?
I don't know. I really don't know. They didn't show enough.
It was literally, it's like a pound session. I would have laughed if, like, Nico went behind his girlfriend's back, for Brianna, only to have Brianna do him like a one-time deal and like cut him off or something.
Yeah.
But no, ever since Brianna and Nico have gotten together, it has been non-stop pound.
I'm just going, wah, wah.
It's literally a meat factory at this point, and everything is getting slaughtered.
Brianna's roast beef is getting slaughtered.
It's like pound after pound session. They're literally like a scale at this point, just pounds on pounds.
Racks on racks on racks. So they're back on the boat. Baker runs up to EJ and says, how about we go on a date?
So hot.
And EJ's like, I gotta run to the boys and let them know about this shit.
Are you serious? Did a woman just ask a man out on a date on national television? This is gonna go in the history books, bro. This is what I call progress right here.
This is progressionism.
Progressionism in its height. Are you serious? I'm so flabbergasted. Like, people went crazy when they saw Janet Jackson's boob on national TV. You just saw a woman ask her coworker man on a date. Like, this is amazing, bro. This is amazing. You know what EJ should have did?
What's that?
Freaked out.
Yeah.
Told Captain Lee that he was being sexually harassed.
Oh, no! And then started a Me Too hashtag on Twitter.
Is that fucked up? Is that fucked up, dude?
I don't know. I know that it is kind of weird.
This is after the dogfight of Jen versus Kate, where we find out that Jen is getting her breaks cut for the rest of the season. And you know what? Let's just break it down. I didn't want to get into this because it was dumb and stupid, but I'm just gonna put my piece in right now and say that Jen doesn't have workplace etiquette. She has definitely rubbed Kate the wrong way, and like she's handled the Kate situation. And I'm talking from Jen's perspective. She's handled working with Kate with complete like wrongness. I don't have a word for it because I'm not a fucking English major. Duh. No, I'm just kidding around. Jen definitely screwed up her relationship with Kate beyond like retribution, and I feel like there's blood in the water forever now. Like, they're never gonna. They may never work together again.
There's no coming back from that.
I don't even know if Jen's gonna ever come back to Below Deck. You know.
So, Kate was like, "We need to work on our respect levels," and then Jen was like, "Ah, what would you know about respect?"
Yeah, in the middle of Kate's speech about respect, here's Jen disrespecting Kate.
Exactly. She should have said, like, proves my point, but she didn't. She just said, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go upstairs, and I'm going to assign you your duties for today.
You know what I know? Actually, I don't think this. I know this. Yeah. Jen really wanted Kate to spank her.
You're violating my civil rights. And then after the race... after the race, Jen did this little thing where she did the little doggy style on the bed. Yeah, is this
good for you? You like this?
And she's like humping the wall.
She took her butt and she's like shaking it left and right.
Oh man, I'm telling you, dude, she just wanted Kate to spank her. Like she wanted disciplinary action. Not in the form of workplace management, in the form of Kate putting her over her knees and slapping her bottom while ordering her to start getting her shit together.
Kate's like, Brianna will be getting 2-hour breaks, and Jen will be getting 1-hour breaks. And that's when Jen tries to go back to work, and then she just has this breakdown. She puts her head's down, and Bruno comes up and says, what's going on with you?
And you wonder why 67% of millennials register as socialists. Because this type of shit.
This motherfucking shit. Crying like little babies. They need their safe space.
Nah. This unfair treatment of the worker. The working man should not be put through these tribulations of a street dog. They are not dogs. They are human beings. Well, I don't. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. That was bad. I should have said that as myself. So
I don't know why you did that. Then you put the black power fist in the air.
What?
The viewers.
I didn't do that.
I know. I'm clowning.
No,
but I'm not. He did it.
I didn't do it. I don't register with any extremist movements. I don't register with any extremist movements except Buddhism. That's about as extreme as
If you step on a flower, you have killed a life, and therefore you have taken a life.
That nigga just made me sad as fuck, y'all.
I like that the part in the Vietnam scenes where the Buddhists are setting themselves on fire because they take a vow not to hurt anybody, and you're still hurting somebody if you're hurting yourself.
I'm not sure what the actual Buddhist explanation of that was, but Buddhists were going through hell during that time, during Vietnam War. They were being targeted and stuff like that by their country. So it was a hard time for everyone. Like for the American people living in the United States, it was a turbulent ass political time. With I don't have to mention all the stuff that was happening in the United States. I don't have to mention all the stuff that was happening in the United States in the 60s. Man, I'm talking all stupid fast. For the American soldiers, it was a tough time. For the Vietnamese people, for the neighboring countries, it's not to say and I always think myself, I don't want to talk about this because it's not what we're talking about.
Crazy. So Brianna's like, we need to talk about Jen's work ethic.
Yeah, this is still not funny. I felt like Brianna's interjection in all of Jen's business was unnecessary, uncalled for, because at the end of the day, Jen and Brianna are peers. Yeah. So Brianna does not get to judge Jen's work ethic. Right. She doesn't get to comment on Jen's work ethic to Kate. Yeah. She's not supposed to do any of that shit. she is a peer worker, and she's just supposed to eat shit just like Jen is, like, and let Kate handle everything. If she has a complaint, drop the complaint. But if you're just gonna stand around and snitch on everything that Jen does to Kate because you understand that you're now in a position of favor towards your superior rather than Jen is, then you're just like, you're fucked up or whatever. Like, a lot of people don't see that as fucked up. A lot of people just see that as normal workplace politics. They're like, that's how you advance in the workplace. I'm like, that's how you fucking advance into being a shit person.
Well, Bree's on the lucky side of it because Bree happens to be the favorite of Kate, and when you play favorites, that creates a riff, and that creates a leadership problem where Jen doesn't even want to be there anymore.
That's right. You have one worker who is like, you're slowly losing the grip on them. They don't want to work anymore, and that's not just bad for you. It's bad for the entire workplace. Like, Bruno sees this happening. Everybody sees this happening. It reflects upon you as a superior that you're having a favoritism case on your ship right now. And so everybody is handling the situation incorrectly. Jen is whining. Brianna is like humping Kate's leg at every possible moment. Kate is like fisting Jen. And like, nothing is being handled. Jen still feels like she's being mistreated. Brianna still thinks that Jen is a cuck who does just as much work as everyone, but runs her mouth more than everyone. And Kate can't get through to Jen. Like, clearly, Jen doesn't it doesn't register with Jen when you step on her throat. It doesn't register with her because she's maternal or whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Sound all.
No, it sounds all right.
No, dude, that's so Mad Men. That's so fucking phrenology. Back to it. Like, it's just the situation as a whole. I didn't even want to talk about this today, but the situation as a whole is like a complete fucking cherry bomb. Like, nothing is being handled well, and the captain is who at this point, like, literally, I'm looking at the captain to handle this. Like, yo, like, you've got Jen, you got this whole situation on your boat, but nothing is coming up to Captain Lee.
No.
Nothing is coming up to Captain Lee, which now, I'm going to put a pin in this.
Captain Lee talked about that in his blog, too. He said Kate was respectful enough to Jen to never come to him about this. This was a Kate situation, and Kate handled it. So, credit is given where credit is due. Captain credits a lot of good things on there to the people when they do well.
I understand. Because I know that Captain Lee, knowing his personality, wouldn't have handled the situation any more different than Kate is.
Well, Kate, you're going to have to deal with it. You're the chief stew for a reason.
Well, Jen, it's been brought to my attention that you won't stop fucking bitching all the time.
One question that people always ask when this show started out for the first 3 seasons, and you might have been curious, is if these people get a salary. Mm-hmm. And the answer is yes, they do. So you knew that? Okay.
It's one of those, like, I didn't know for sure, but I was just like, I knew.
Somebody of solid source said that they get it's a low salary like any other job when you're starting up.
$20,000 or $17,000.
Something low, and
only work 5 months out the year.
and so they're making some good money here. I mean, yeah, seasonal.
Are you gonna apply or what, dude?
So what school would I have to go to for learning how to yacht?
Cause I'm just trying to think what would be the best thing for you.
Yeah. So what school?
Okay, did you zoom it out or something?
No, we're fine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what would be your best position on a boat, but I know that you would just go to STD school and get an STD and just be a good deckhand.
You know, I always look around when I'm shopping for an STD school.
I'm sure there's a lot of STD schools here in Illinois that will be happy to give you your STD certificate.
Jesus Christ. No, I can't get laid ever. Thank you very much. Like, what'd you say in that pie? Like everyone's tuning into the pie. Well, look what they said about Howard Stern. Like he is the king of media. When they introduced him, I'm like, the king of media.
Is
He
DJ
talks so
Khaled.
much shit. He talks so much shit on the radio for years and years and years. How is he the king of media? He's talking to a microphone.
So everybody knows the king of media is DJ Khaled.
Yes, indeed.
You'd make a good deckhander. I can see you like
Yeah.
as a less competent Chris Brown.
So what would happen if I met somebody? It was me and somebody like Anastasio, and Anastasio
On the boat?
was the
Oh,
boss,
no.
and the guy was like fucking dumbass.
Oh,
and,
Anastasia was the boss.
like yeah, Anastasio's the
no.
boss, and I'm just saying like Anastasio's not the only type of person in the world with that attitude,
Right.
and for me, I think I'd be excellent the first couple months. But then after that, I'd
crack.
kind of no, I wouldn't crack.
Okay.
I would never crack, motherfucker.
You would punch him?
You don't know me.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Yeah, so I could last a couple months, and I'm a hard worker. Could I pull the 18 hours a day for a couple months? No problem. The third month is where it would really test me.
Actually, I think you're the opposite. I think at first it would be hard for
Yeah.
you.
You think so?
But as it goes, like
Yeah.
you would start like getting in that mentality, like, man, I'm on this beautiful boat in this beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
I'm banging 3 chicks on this boat right now, and 1 dude.
Whoa!
And you know what? Hey, dude, it's all cool in the Caribbean, bro. Chill out.
What happens in the Caribbean stays in the Caribbean.
Except for crabs. That shit leaves the Caribbean and comes with you and your luggage.
Damn.
But definitely, man. I mean, dude, you on a boat, you would kill, bro.
I think so.
You fucking. I mean, the only thing
Yeah.
is that they would wake you up at 5 in the
That
morning
would suck.
every
Yeah.
day.
I got
bro.
used to it in the military. I
In
got
the
up
military,
at
you got
5
used
a.m.,
to it.
yeah. Because I would wake up and drag my own ass to class early. You know, nobody ever had to wake me up. But in the military, it took a second. The worst nights were basic training at 3 a.m. was a pain. Well, in here, whoever has to do the first shift, it's just a little past that, and they have to get everything ready. And the guests seem to wake up at 6 in the morning because they're generally older. I could do a couple months, no problem. 8 weeks, no problem. But then after that, I might get a little irritated.
Yo, you have. Not to turn, like, let's wrap this up so we can get back to the episode. I think you do great on a yacht, my man. And you have your U.S. passport, so.
It's not updated though. It's
Yeah,
actually on my to-do list, and last time it
It's
did take.
expensive.
Yeah,
It's just
I know.
expensive.
It's 100 for me. It's $120.
Yeah, I just updated my passport for $150.
Ooh.
That's a good story. I'll tell you guys the story of my
Yeah,
passport some
let's hear
other
it.
time. You want to hear it?
Well,
It's
let's
just
do
'cause-
below deck.
Yeah, I want to get back to below deck. Well, let's just wrap this up really
That's
quickly.
fine,
Let's
yeah.
wrap this up really quickly. After, what do they do after the resort?
So they
EJ and
We got that
EJ's
already.
date.
Yeah.
Their date. You know what I thought?
No.
You know what I thought? I did,
Yeah.
because we talked about EJ asking out, or I'm sorry, Baker asking out EJ, and like the night before she asked him out, they were sitting on the sun deck, which we all know is Nico and Brianna's favorite place to bone.
Right.
So they're sitting out, and Baker's laying down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In a very tight space that looks like there's only enough space for like 75% of another human being.
Wow.
Or 2 people if they're.
If that's not a
laying out-
message.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But EJ, being a Canadian gentleman, sits down and just enjoys his time with Baker.
What are you saying, Mo? Are you saying that if you were in this position, you'd try to like get all up in that?
I'm saying exactly that.
Mo would slide up in
Dog,
like a snail and be
man.
like,
I'm a dog.
and then she'd be like, "Well, thanks for invading my space," and then you would say,
That is not the only thing I will be invading. No, that was racist.
he'd be like, "What up, girl?" Why was it racist? Oh, okay. Give me a second. I had to think about that. Like, what the fuck? Okay.
Oh fuck!
It was racist against pirates.
There you go. Thanks for letting me off the hook.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Oh, my God.
Good times, good times. Nah, they go on a nice date, and dude, Baker is like wonderful on camera. I have to say, she's so fun to see on camera. She's like open to being funny. She's
Yes.
open to saying the funny thing on camera.
Yep.
Like when they were on the resort, and like they're in a hot tub, and everyone's getting down on martinis, and she's
Yeah.
like, keeping it real.
All these black phrases that she's remembering from the step team.
Bro, she's just so funny. Like, your feet are in a hot tub. There's a cold drink in your hand. You just got paid like $20
$2,000
Yes.
in tips.
Yes.
And and nothing against that phrase. Like, that's exactly what keeping it real is, Baker. Like, getting down on your business and being about your business and stuff like that. It was so awesome. It's like, I enjoy watching Baker on camera so strongly.
It's like not going away. I have this like buzz that's like just hanging in there.
Hell yeah.
Well, you should have seen my expression when I saw that we sell it at the place now. I was like, what? I don't have to go all the way to Westmont Liquor now? And it's $18. It's $2 less than what they have it for.
Yeah, bro.
So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Fucking $18 and it lasts you like a week.
It does. No, I make it last week because I can't even talk right now. I mix the coffee with that, and it's like I have a reaction right now. Yeah, because I drink coffee
Talk
before
about
I drink it.
undertow, bro.
So I feel like
Just don't mix
like
it with NyQuil.
Red Bull and vodka. Have you had that?
Yeah.
That was my drink in Europe because it was perfect because we went out about 9 or 10 at night and you drink that and you get the buzz from the vodka and then you get the energy from the Red Bull. But they warned us about that. People die in like bathtubs from that shit. Like they're trying to cool off so they're in the bathtub and they just die.
Of shock.
It caused heart palpitations. And these are kids that are 20 years old. These aren't old men.
Idiots.
It's because it fucks with your heart rhythm.
To be hot and definitely. One time, man, I went to this party and like it was like all these people that I knew and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was so much liquor and I was like mixing Hennessy and New Amsterdam. And
I like
stuff
New
that.
Amsterdam. Vodka?
Yeah.
It's like the smoothest vodka.
Yeah, definitely. And I was just like drinking this and drinking that and all my friends were there and like there was music and I was dancing. You ever heard the Mexican version of Achy Breaky Heart?
No, I'm not. How's it go?
It's a staple of Hispanic parties. Like, seriously, they put it on and everybody knows the dance. It's like the fucking cha-cha slide.
Okay.
I'm dead ass right now, bro.
Nice.
And I was just like dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I put on my jacket. I'm like, man, I'm so hot. And it was snowing that day outside. And I go outside in the backyard and I sit and I just like let the snow fall on me and shit like that. I was like, this is so amazing. And in my head the entire time, I'm like, I look like Jack Nicholson at the end of fucking Shining right now. And like the host of the party was like, and she's a good friend of mine, and she's like, hey, Moore, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm just a little too hot. It's too hot in there. And like, I look like an insane person because it's snowing on me right now. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go get your friends. And she like goes and brings my friend Ashton. Yeah. And then Ashton's looking at me, and like she's looking at me, and she's like, is he okay? And Ashton's like, well, he's drunk, so you know what I mean, this is a person that knows me well, and they're like, there's nothing, this is the point of no return. Let's just go back inside.
Wow.
Too funny.
That was funny.
The charter wraps up well, the crew vacation wraps up well. Nico and Brianna are in full swing to the point where Kate gives them their own room. EJ and Baker, they're on the rise. They're warming up to each other.
Yeah.
A nice little Kentucky and Canadian connection going on.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Let me make sure it's still going. Yeah, it's still going.
So everyone's at Matt and I was about to call him Ringo.
Ringo Starr.
Matt and Bruno are getting along just fine. The Jen and Kate relationship is on the rocks or whatever.
Yeah.
But everyone on the crew is, for the most part, aside from Jen and Kate, Jen's the only person not having a good time, I guess.
Yeah.
But everyone else is enjoying their time on the boat. And then we get introduced to our new charter of the season, Holly Holmes and Jefferson Steele.
Starring in
Cheerleader Butts 4.
Starring in Babes with Bare Asses 9.
Oh.
I can't think of it.
Too funny, dude. We get introduced to our new charter guests, whose names I failed to both write down and remember. But it's a cool... I get the point that they're trying to make with the old man and the young lady, but it's not no big deal. It's no big deal, really, in reality. But everyone comes on, and instantly, like, they get the yacht effect, which a lot of the old people never present on camera.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh my God, I'm on a yacht!
Yes. Right.
Like, that's the yacht effect. Like, that's me. If I step on a yacht, I'm fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, me too.
But our new charter guests, I don't know if everybody's couples. There's one
for sure couple,
Yeah.
the primary guest,
Right.
and his lady.
Yeah.
They are a couple for sure.
Yeah.
But instantly they get on the boat and they're having a great time. Oh, champagne for everybody. The one chick doesn't drink anything because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's 19.
They're in international waters, so. Oh, and the Virgin Islands, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, it might be something else. You know, I'm really happy that President Trump got to speak to the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
It's too funny, bro. That is so funny. Was he like talking to a mirror or something, or what?
It was a press conference. What did he say? He said, "Don't worry, I've discussed everything with the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and everything's great."
It was just him sitting in a room. Oh, the islands are great, aren't they? They sure are.
Wow.
President Trump, you've been doing a great job with hurricane recovery. President Trump, thank you for noticing. Oh my God. I'm gonna mention this the next press conference. Dear press conference, I had a great press conference with the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Just drinking redundancy
Oh
juice.
my God, that's funny. We gotta do a show now. We gotta do a live. We gotta do a video podcast, man. Next week, video podcast. What will we be doing? What will you see from us?
Right, you guys are gonna. It's gonna look weird because we're recording it on my Betamax. Hey, really? I went to an estate sale once.
Yeah.
And there was a Betamax on sale for $25.
Oh.
With all the equipment, like
Okay.
with mic equipment, with tape, with the
Oh.
bag it came in.
Nice.
I'm like, holy shit! I have to buy this.
And you bought it.
I know. I checked the value of it. That's how much you get a Betamax for, anyways. It's
Wow.
$25.
That sucks.
I guess I could have haggled. They've been like, I'll give you $18, and they would have been like, please take this fucking Betamax off my hands.
Yes, right.
But I'm not good at hardware. I'm not good at using hardware. I'm shit at using hardware because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like you give me a baseball bat and tell me to smash something. That's easy for me. You give
Nice.
me a thing and tell me to program it, and I'll never understand it. I'm kind of dumb.
You're hired. Mike Tyson's bodyguard.
Oh man, I wish I would have bought that Betamax. It'd be awesome. I'd be filming. I'd be like that weirdo from fucking American Beauty at this point. If I would,
Right. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
If I would have figured out how to use that Betamax.
Here I am, jerking off in the shower. That's how the movie starts out. My grandma's sister said she saw the movie. She lives over here. And she's like, I walked right up to that ticket counter, and I threw the ticket back in the usher's face, and I said, I want my money. There was a man jerking off in the first scene of that movie, and I want my money back.
They have that. They have money back guarantees.
Yeah.
I should be laughing.
Do they? I've never walked out of a movie like that.
If you walk out of a movie, like, I think it's like, I don't know if there's an allotted time span.
Probably not.
But if you walked out after the first scene and asked for your money back, they
Yeah.
better give you your fucking money.
Like, how
back.
could they say no? It's that would be strange. I'd love to hear someone do it just to see what their response. We'll do it next time. Let's go see a movie, and then you're mad because it wasn't scary enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, how can I help you?
The only impression I want to do right now is Donald Trump.
Sir, you went to go see the global warming movie, and what was your response? Al Gore came out with an Inconvenient Truth #2.
He did. You know, Inconvenient Truth got a sequel.
Still an Inconvenient Truth.
Still
shit.
Inconvenient Truth 2. It's still inconvenient. Like, really? No one's gotten used to it at this point?
I took my private jet around the world and burned the ozone layer up just to prove you all were fucking assholes.
Oh, I'm dying.
So, Mr. Al Gore, question. You went around on horseback around the world too, right? No, I did not. Because horses have methane gas that comes out of their rear, and I wouldn't want to create an exhaust fume.
It's gonna be so crazy, like when methane gas becomes a fuel.
Yeah.
I don't know how it burns. I don't know what its burn byproduct is, but it's crazy as fuck, bro. We finna be using methane to fucking launch rockets into Mars and shit.
Did you know that methane comes out of a cow's ass?
We're gonna be using a cow's ass to go to Mars. That sentence is real.
I know. I was trying to make you laugh, but I failed.
Well, how much time we got?
We're kind of there, but
I feel
we'll
like
wrap it up. So the next scene, we see the preview, and we see this guy that looks like Nico, a little chunkier version of Nico.
I can't wait. Not for Nico's brother. Not for Nico's brother. I'm not excited to see Nico's brother because stuff like that just makes me mad.
Yeah. He comes on EJ's boat with dirty ass feet.
You dirty foot son of a gun. You gonna fucking come on my boat with dirty fucking feet?
And then EJ's like, bro, you want to wash your feet when you're on my deck? And
EJ, Nico's brother comes on the boat with dirty feet and like the frame goes silent and all you hear is and EJ goes, "You gonna get on my fucking boat with those dirty ass feet? My boat. I built this boat from the ground up. You weren't there, and you're gonna come on this boat with your dirty fucking feet. Get the fuck off my boat before I get you off this boat with some cement shoes."
Did you hear my last name? I'm a Scully. We own this part of town. You want to go down to that other part of Brooklyn? You want to have those girls come into my bar? Oh, was it his bar?
Both of you Scullies can get the hell off my gully. Isn't that a boat thing? What's a gully?
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
Oh man, yeah. That EJ apparently.
Yes.
It's not possible to get along with any Scully.
It is interesting because I looked at the preview because I was reading some random blog. It was kind of an old blog, but they showed here's a sneak clip of the next season. It was a little bit more than what we saw there. And when I saw the first preview from this episode, I was like, wow, Nico and his brother is an asshole, and especially because EJ's like, oh yeah, they're both dicks, and I'm like, and then I saw the preview and I'm like, well, EJ didn't. You don't. When everyone's drinking, you don't talk to people that way. You gotta find a better way to talk to people than ordering them around, because they just gotten off a double-decker tour of the city. They never said what city it is, or I wasn't paying attention, but they got home, and EJ realized he has dirt all over his own feet, and he's trying to wipe it up, and he lets everyone know, hey, I guess we were walking on that dock, it was dirty, and Nico's brother sits down nearby, and EJ tells him, hey, you need to get that dirt off your feet, and Nico walks by and says, well, you don't have to tell him what to do.
Right. Hay is for horses, you fucking dunce.
So EJ's like, hey, I'm the bosun here, and then Nico jumps in and says, how does that fucking feel? And looks at EJ, and EJ's like, what? It's like a deranged. It doesn't mean, I don't know what it means.
Definitely. But you know why I'm excited for the next episode?
Memory glands.
Whole lot of booty. It's the booty episode.
Yes, it is.
We finna watch a lot of booty.
Yes, it is.
Next time on The Booty Patrol. Riding around, looking for booty. I'm gonna make a theme song for my imaginary show.
We gotta do this, yeah.
The Booty Patrol.
We
haven't made up a theme song yet. We're 15 episodes in.
Before we started, I was like, let's get a theme song, maybe around the 10th one.
Yeah, right?
But it's gotta be original. It can't sound like anything else.
I have a lot of musician friends, but I don't want to burden any of them. But I'm like, dude, just give me 45 seconds, please.
Yes. If you can get someone to just do 45 seconds, something about Loungtastic, just a place to chill, that'd be awesome.
Do you want, like... I got this good idea. We shouldn't be discussing this on air. We should be discussing on air because if you guys hear this and you have any suggestions for our theme song, you should definitely let us know if you have any good suggestions. But check this out. My friend is a music teacher.
Nice.
Do you want him to do a thing like with like children choir?
Only if it sounds like Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Wow.
We don't need no Loungtastic.
Oh man, yes, our theme song is gonna be comparative to the album that literally broke up the world's most lucrative band.
So yeah, that Crappy Boy radio, their theme song is catchy. I find myself catching it when it comes on. I don't know why.
Definitely.
So I want one like the Crappy Boy.
Some piano chords, just some good piano chords. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what it sounds like they're parodying something, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Nah, we're gonna kill it, dude. I'll talk to my friend Johnny Ace as soon as possible and be like, Johnny Ace, I'm doing a podcast. We need a theme song, like 15 to 40 seconds. That's all we need, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Please tune in to us next week. We'll have podcast number 16. We're on a roll here. we'll be reviewing the Comedy Get Down and Below Deck. Next time...
Maybe we should put Comedy Get Down and Real Estate Wars together.
Maybe. Yeah, Real Estate Wars didn't get a bunch of hits on there. I don't think Real Estate's going to do anything. I did the Real Estate finale for New York, and then I did the Real Estate thing for
Real Estate Wars.
Mm-hmm. We just did 2 Real Estate things, and nobody's clicking on
them hit.
Like 8 views isn't like where we're targeting right now. We'd like to get some following from these people.
All right. Hey, follow us on YouTube at Loungtastic, Facebook at Loungtastic, Twitter at Loungtastic, iTunes at Loungtastic.
What about Instagram at Loungtastic?
Instagram at Loungtastic. I just wanted to mention that all the stuff that we do does go on iTunes. All the stuff that we do goes on iTunes? Not anymore?
Not anymore. It's an RSS feed that goes from SoundCloud to iTunes.
Since we stopped.
And it only does the ones that are active on SoundCloud. So it's gone now.
All our stuff has gone off iTunes?
Yeah, I wish we had a better budget because I would just keep it on like they do, but I can't do...
Yeah.
$25 a month is a little steep for me right now.
If you guys do miss... One sec.
Sorry.
Yes, follow us, please. And comment and subscribe to keep hearing from us.
I know what shoe size I am. I know my shirt size. I know my waist size, and I know the drop from my asshole to the ground.
Trigonometry, man.
Yeah, trig. You know what it is? You know there's an x-axis, y-axis, and there's a z-axis.
A squared, bleep squared.
Bleep squared. Please get back to what you were saying.
All right. So then Charlie Murphy says, "I will give you $100." To White Terry. He says, "I will give you $100 if you take
he doesn't say $100
to Pussycat Pie Factory
Pussycat Pie Factory
and get me a raspberry pie."
A raspberry pie.
So he runs back and he's like, "I got your boysenberry pie that you asked for."
Mr. Charlie Murphy. I'm so sorry, Mr. Charlie Murphy. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I didn't think that they would mess up my order, Mr. Charlie Murphy. Dude, that guy.
Yeah.
Like, can't believe he's gonna continue to be a main character. And you know what, dude? He's probably gonna date Nina. Like, that's probably gonna be the freaking will they, won't they of the show. It's him and Nina.
And the guys will all be cool with it, and then the black girl will be like, you ain't gonna take one of our girls.
And then Wanda Sykes comes out, and she's all like, she just gotta date him because he's a white man. She can't find a black man. That's what it is. Woo. Shout out Wanda Sykes.
Alright. So, I have N-words here. What does that mean?
I mean, literally, it was... I'm not surprised if that's like the plot of like another 2-3-5 episodes. No,
Listen, Mr. D.L. Hughley, you need to step it up a fucking notch. I got the highest expectations out of you. You had the whole audience cracking a rib.
You WGN motherfucker. Crack a joke for once.
Crack a bottle, let your body waddle. Don't like it's not a model, you just like a bottle. I think I didn't say any of those syllables right.
My name is Eminem. I'm sad about Trump. If he doesn't get out of office,
I'll feel like a rump.
I'll feel like a rump. Every time he drops a law, it's like he's taking a dump.
You talked about Hillary? Look at yourself, you fat little piece of shit. He did say Hillary. Remember he said Hillary? He said, you want to talk shit? You want to build a wall? How about we build a wall around you, motherfucker?
You gotta make it sound more Eminem.
That was Eminem. If you want to build a wall now, you got to go through Shady. Shady will fucking make you feel so dumb and shady.
Perfect.
You can't rhyme shady with shady though.
He was more spoken word. You notice how he was doing like a spoken word thing? I've never made that comparison. Before.
Yo, I've been in my cave for a long time. I sat around. My name was Eminem. I decided I would come out with my political instinct. I would knock you out like a T-Rex, knocking a bone in an ice rink.
That was good, dude. That was like actual spoken word. I love that feeling. He raps like he's in a fucking meat locker. He raps
Yeah.
like a dead piece of carcass meat hanging on a hook.
Yeah.
That's how he fucking raps. And he like drops lines or whatever, and it's just like, Trump is president and I'm sad. His presidency makes me mad. If I saw him in the street, I'd turn him into beats, because he looks like an orange glad.
Do you remember the part where he's like, and then you brought in to the White House Steve Bannon, a white nationalist.
Thanks to KKK.
The Klansman. That's what he said.
So crazy.
I only heard it once, but I was like, okay, cool. I didn't listen to the whole thing, because when I get into that stuff, I want to get into it for real.
Everyone online is like, bars. Hey, you know what's funny? When, like, non-hip-hop fans come out of the woodwork to, like, do hip-hop commentary, it's like, man, it's kind of funny.
Oh, I didn't know you were a white hip-hop hero. Did you get that way from listening to Def Comedy Jam? I don't know.
Dude, we haven't watched Def Comedy Jam so long.
We really love the support and love our fans give us. If you have a minute, check us out on iTunes and leave a review. And if you don't want to do that, maybe next time you're talking to your friends about a similar subject, you could mention that you had fun tuning into the Loungtastic podcast, and we could get a fun interactive community going on. Spreading the word really helps us grow, and it means the world to us. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. At Instagram, we're at Loungtastic. On Twitter, we're at Loungtastic.
If you have a minute, check us out on iTunes, leave us a review. And if you don't want to do that, maybe next time you're talking to your friends about similar subjects, you can mention that you have fun tuning in Loungtastic podcast, and we can get a fun interactive community going on. Really, thank you guys so much. We appreciate the support. And if you don't want to do any of those things, it's okay. We're really happy you're listening. Thank you.